What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Wayne's Word, and we are back again with an episode 12 IG/IG Models. IG stands for Instagram for those who do not know. Before I begin, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Bold and Beaded Formations. That's Bold and Beaded Formations, BEADED on Instagram. It's a brand new business. Everything is homemade. Support a single mom. That's what I advise everyone to do. She's doing the thing. She also does special requests. All prices online include shipping. She does waist beads, necklaces. She beads various items, giving them an upgraded look as well as doing charm bracelets. With the holidays coming around, I'm pretty sure you want to get some more Christmas ornaments before Christmas. You can hit her up for that too. Birthday decorations and Halloween bags, even though Halloween has passed. But if you want to get a jump start on Halloween next year, you can hit her up for those Halloween bags. Now, to begin on my thoughts, I want to talk about IG itself and the con of it. Nowadays, we are constantly having our heads in the phones even more than usual. Everybody's worried so much about looking their best for the camera. Some people wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is they grab their phone and go see what's going on Instagram. Don't get me wrong, Instagram can be a good thing if you're trying to expand the business, get your name out there, upgrade your platform. Excuse me, by all means, Instagram is partially where it's at. But we are constantly feeding our outside appearance so much that we ignore the fact that our minds are, in a way, being manipulated. And we don't really see that sometimes because we're constantly on the phone. We're constantly on Instagram. I want to speak on the other social media platforms that we haven't gotten it yet, but Instagram itself can sometimes do a lot more damage than good. I mean, it does more damage. It's to a point where sometimes you can lose focus on what's actually going on around you and in front of you. Sometimes it can be a distraction to the bigger pictures of what's going on in the world. Six major current events could have already happened in a few months, and you would not know because sometimes some people can get so wrapped up in social media and especially Instagram. Sometimes potential relationships, can be missed because you're too busy looking down in the phone instead of looking around you. Don't get me wrong. If you want to take some time out to be on Instagram, you got some spare time, you're not doing anything, but just make sure your time is used valuably. Because one thing we always want back later on that we cannot get back is time. And once that time moves forward, you always want to look back and say, I should have did this, I should have did that. So use the time you have now wisely. Use it with correlations that you are going to expand your mind in ways you didn't think you can because of the platform of Instagram. Anybody who listened to episode 11, I couldn't get the name of the website I was speaking of. It was some similar to a mini porn site, and I asked around, and it was OnlyFans. So, if anybody wondering what I meant in the last episode, what I was trying to get at, it was OnlyFans. I couldn't really get the name right then and there. But speaking of that, I want to jump into the IG model. Don't get me wrong, you do what you do, that's fine. I have nothing against y'all. I'm just speaking to the people who idolize these people. Because at the end of the day, we are all the same. They're no different than you. The only pro I can see to being with an IG model or getting into a relationship with one or being friends with one is probably your social status might rise. And that's a big might. But the cons to doing that is, do you really think that these models on Instagram have everything that they show you that they have? Because I've done some research and a lot of things are actually given to them so they can show it off to the people. It's something like an affiliate marketer without being an affiliate marketer, without the title. So the trips, the boats, the planes, and the clothes and everything else, a lot of that is given to them so that they can show it off to entice you to idolize people that really shouldn't be idolized. And at least just for taking photos or some videos when they're shaking their behinds and they're wearing next to nothing. The glamour that you see is just a way to get you intrigued and to follow and look at these people every chance you get. It doesn't do you any good at all. It's not beneficial to you to constantly follow people just to look at what they're doing, when possibly 80% of what they're doing is not really them. Sometimes it can be something they're portraying. I'm gonna give a couple scenarios out. Let's just say you're dating someone on IG. I'm gonna give a man scenario and I'm gonna give a female scenario. I'm gonna start with this one. Let's just say if you're a guy and you see an Instagram model you like on Facebook, on Instagram. Just like you, there's millions of other people in her DMs trying to talk to her, trying to get with her, and you know how hard you would have to be to stand out, especially as a regular guy, because you see them as some kind of an idol, some kind of eye candy, something that you really, really want. At the end of the day, they're not seeing you that same exact way, especially if your status isn't above theirs, social status at least. You, let's just say you make it past the millions of people who also DM'd her and y'all get together. Most men are real possessive in a way where what's theirs is theirs. Most men, or most grown men, shouldn't want their woman to dress a certain way, even in public, because what's private is private, what's public is public. But certain clothing should be only worn for your man in private. If something is worn in public that everyone sees, how much value do you see in that? If everyone has already been looking at it every snap of the photo she takes. You guys are walking one day and she actually take a photo of her. The photo isn't for her or for you, it's for her to put on Instagram for other men to look at so they can continue to drool over her and continue to follow her and like her. How comfortable as a man are you going to be with that before you get tired of it and tell yourself that you can't deal with that? Let's just say you take it to the family cookout. Uncle Charles at the grill. Got his shorts on, got his sandals on, got his button up, his Kango hat, cooking the hell out of that damn chicken. And you walk in there with her, and a couple of your cousins and uncle, they already know her. They already have seen her with and without clothes on. How comfortable can you be with that? Don't get me wrong. Everybody has their own prerogative. The IG models have their own prerogative. That's how they make their money. I believe you get paid for follows. A certain amount of follows on Instagram, I believe you get paid for. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to research that as well. How comfortable can you feel with that? Same thing for ladies. Your man's dressed a certain way on IG all the time and have this woman after him and that woman after him. How comfortable can you be with somebody that's that much idolized over their looks? And everywhere you go, it becomes a complicated situation because there's constant women coming at him. And for them to know him, he has to appease them as if they're his fans, as if he's a real celebrity. How much of the limelight can someone take? Trust me, I know there's some IG models who probably can't take the shit or the status of where they at because sometimes it gets tiresome after a while. No, there's lots of music artists now who can't stand the limelight and wish they haven't gotten it at all. We have to normalize that these IG models are regular people like everyone else. They shouldn't be idolized the way they are. Everybody should be looked at as an equal. You're not a celebrity. All you are doing is taking photos. And a lot of the masses, they fall in love with what they see, not knowing that a lot of it can be an illusion. And a lot of times it can make you sometimes feel bad about where you're at in life and that you don't have as much, but you should be very happy and thankful for where you're at in your life and what you have, because not a lot of people have what you have. But for you to have what you have and look at the IG models and look at the people, let's just say flaunting their money on IG. I'm talking about those people too, the guys who just flaunt their money. Men, women, everybody who's showing these stacks of cash to make you feel less for what you have. In all reality, you might be living better than them. They might not have as much, excuse me, they might not have as much money as they may seem like they have. Because they're buying this, they're buying that. You see this, you see that. How much money do they have left over, really? And I'm realizing this after a while because I've seen some people, I've looked at some people on Instagram as well, and realized some of their bios. I realize OnlyFans and Instagram are it's kind of hand in hand nowadays. People use Instagram to build their audience to send them over to OnlyFans to get paid from them. And that's man or woman. They tend to use Instagram as a stepping stool to get to OnlyFans. Which furthermore shows, are these really the people you want to idolize? Are these the people you really want to look up to when there's plenty of people in this world who are doing way more? There's people out here saving lives. There's paramedics out here that should be idolized the way these people on Instagram and celebrities get idolized. There's doctors, there's dentists, some police officers, tons of firefighters. The average day man who saved someone from being kidnapped or saved the kid from getting hit by a car, anything. These are people that should be idolized as well. But social media and the glitz and the glamours made that a priority instead of us looking at what's around us and who's actually doing what that deserves the praise but are not receiving it. As I stated before, I'm going to keep repeating it. I don't have a problem with Instagram itself because it's a good platform to build from. I'm just giving my thoughts of some cons of what you should think about when you're opening your phone just to see what someone else is doing with their life. In all reality, you should pause and ask yourself, what can you do to better your own life in a way that you'll be happy with it and not have to worry about what someone else is doing or what they have to show that you should be happy if you have what they have. Because there's people nowadays with nothing that are completely happy because they're at peace with life itself. Just think about relationships. That man or woman that you might need to be with might just be walking down the street, might be at a bar next to you somewhere, could be sitting by the bus somewhere next to you, could be standing in line behind you, beside you, in front of you at any point. You didn't notice them. The one you might need to be with, the one you might need to idolize, the one that could possibly be a future spouse for you to put on that same pedestal that you're putting someone that you don't know at all, who probably doesn't even know you exist, on that same pedestal because you had your eyes in the phone. All I'm saying is keep your head up, expand your mind. Once again, do not let the platform of Instagram, Facebook as well, I might as well bring it into this, Facebook as well, and any other social media steer you away from your focus. And your focus should always be yourself. This is your host, Wayne's World, and that was episode 12. If you'd like to DM me, you can hit me up at talk_galore on Instagram. You can hit me on Facebook at items galore. You can hit us up on YouTube in the comment section at Talk Galore Podcast /radio. And you can email me at galoretalk@gmail.com. That's our episode for today, and we will be back with an episode 13 because I got more thoughts to talk about, and we ain't done yet.